Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and Olight's got their holiday sale going on, and this to me is one of the best scores on it. This is the Perun 2 Mini. It is a combination headlamp flashlight. It's got a dual directional belt clip, pocket clip here, or put it on a hat if you want it, I guess for pointing down some on the bill of your hat. It also has some cool features up its sleeve and an accessory band here that really takes it to the next level. So let's start out with the light here. First, it will punch out a full 1100 lumens. Not for very long, but it will get up to that top speed if you need that, and then throttle down into its general high mode. It's got a medium mode, it's got a low mode, and it's also got a moonlight mode, which is, to me, ideal for maybe ideal for reading, especially in a dark, tent or something. It has another feature that I can turn on, a red light coming out of this without cycling into any of the white light options. So first of all, if you click the button, and there is a battery indicator up at the top, you can see maybe right there, gives you different color indications. So it kicks on in memory mode to whatever the last you used. This is the low here, not the moonlight, the low. So this is 15 lumens. If I click and hold, it changes. There's 60 lumens, one more to 250, and then if I hold it, it cycles back through. So you can see just going back and forth. Now, if I want the moonlight, I can just hold this on, and then that will kick in. So that's the lowest level there. If I click it again, or click and hold, it will cycle up through the others. So you can see it's now going through the 3, and that lowest one is no longer available. Also, if I want the red, I just click this great big button, which, by the way, I love because you can just grab the ends of this and squeeze, and something will turn it on. So there's the other end. It's the magnetic side. That also allows it to tail stand on things. Great addition there. But if I double click this, it kicks in that red light. And that's important so you don't lose your night vision. And red in a headlamp is, I think, one of the major features that's necessary. And that's because going into a red light, especially in confined areas or you're around others, just preserves your night vision. Doesn't blind people. And now the turbo, if you want, when it's on, you have to turn it on, and then I double click, then it goes to that turbo mode, that high-speed 1100 lumen mode. It doesn't stay there very long. The runtime on this thing, you can get about 25 hours, 26 hours on the low setting, about 7 hours on the medium, that's a 60 lumen setting, about 100 minutes on the 250, and a couple of minutes and then 85 more once you go to the turbo mode. Moonlight, we measure in about 10 days. That's pretty good. And then if you're pushing the red light, you get about 150 minutes. And that, by the way, is 40 lumens. So it's a solid little light, but this really takes it to the next level. This is a headband, very simple design. And notice that it's got a channel for that belt clip or the pocket clip. That just drops right in there. And then this band rolls around it, and there are 2 settings on the band. If you use the lowest setting, this isn't in there super tight, and you can move it in and out of the band, but it does hold it. So if you were going back and forth, saying you had KP duty at the campsite, you might as well, use that to move this in and out if you needed to. Use it both as a flashlight and a headlamp. If you crank that one up right to there, this is in rock solid. It's as tight as about any other headlamp in a removable attachment. And it allows you to spin it, because if you look at the design of the tail cap, obviously it spins freely around the end. So if you create a channel for that, and then you strap it in that channel, it can easily rotate without creating any real problem. It does have some friction to it, which is good, which means it's not going to bounce around. Some of these that move, if they were in a lower setting, just a little bit of asymmetry in the weight distribution can cause these to start spinning around inside their containers. And the headband doesn't have anything on the way back. That's great, because a lot of times you're using these reading at night. You might have your head down on something, and when you do, if you've got a big battery pack or buckle or something else back there, that can make a difference in comfort. So overall, I'd give this a very high rating. It's a solid design. They've taken a lot of input. Could put a lanyard on it too. They've taken a lot of input and really modified and evolved the flashlight headlamp concept into something that really does take it to the next level. This has moved into my #1 spot in this kind of a headlamp. Here's the one I did the review on before, the Perun 2, great big one. This, as you see, has a much more solid giant headband. This is when you want to store a bunch of battery capacity in the light itself. And then here's another O-lamp. This is the Array 2. It uses the kind of an external battery pack mounted to the back of the strap, but it also has red lights. It's got several different options. I did a video about this. So there are different directions you can go. So in the small, very tiny, throw it in your pocket space. By the way, if I hold this down and this blinks, there, it is now locked. So it's not going to go off in my pocket unless I hold that button down again. And even then, it'll erase the memory, which means when you turn it on, it'll be in its lowest setting. So there you go. One of these are on sale right now on the Olight site. The best time to get them, and they come in various colors. And there are two light options, kind of the natural white, cool white, but the colored ones are only available in one color light option. But thought you might find that interesting. I'm glad that they keep evolving these lights. With that, Doc out.